the legal representative for some of the Windies players in the ill-fated tour to India, told CBC Sports that the move was a bad one by the West Indies Cricket Board.
The fact that they have been chosen in the T20 team does not hide the fact of victimization. I would say it becomes cynical. It is an insidious form of victimization. It doesn't make sense to include them in the 30-man squad for the World Cup, 3 very, very senior players, and then relegate them to mere T20 participation. It does not make sense. And it seems to me to be a kind of a mild form of ruthlessness that has been visited on the 3 players, because it really disqualifies them from any meaningful opportunity to get into the World Cup squad next year.
Megan Best is into the semifinals of the 2014 U.S. Junior Squash Open. Playing against the number 5 seed Avni Arnand this morning at Yale University, the current Barbados and Caribbean under-13 champion came from 2 games down to win the encounter 8-11, 4-11, 11-9, 11-7, 11-5. In other girls' action, Barbadian Sumeria Suleiman, playing in the under-11 division, was knocked out in round 2, and she also lost in the consolation draw. In the boys, Caribbean under-13 champion Kamal Cumberbatch was knocked out in the second round by Egyptian Ibrahim Mohammed. In the under-15 age group, Josiah Griffith defeated New Yorker Jack Vanderhorst in 3 straight before being dumped into the consolation draw in the second round. Since then, Griffith has made good progress, beating Gordon Lamb of Canada 3-1 and then American Morgan Huberman 3-0 to reach the last 16 of the consolation draw. Minister of Sport Stephen Lashley is keen to develop more sporting facilities across Barbados. He was speaking during a media briefing to acknowledge the investment of Sandals Barbados in the erection of new fencing around the Dover playing field. He revealed his desire to have at least 4 hard courts across the island, covered with Dover being one of the venues.
One of the innovations being contemplated by the National Sports Council is to cover at least 4 of our hard courts in different parts of Barbados. And we want to do that because we recognize that we want to protect the integrity of those sports that require cover, particularly from rain and extreme sun. We've had a challenge in terms of our finals and semi-finals, particularly in our road tennis. And we want to provide at least 4 covered facilities that can ensure that our road tennis in particular can be played without the interruption of rain. And in this regard, I certainly would welcome a partnership with Sandals in covering at least this particular court here at Dover. This is the home of the finals of the National Road Tennis Competition.
The sports minister added that his ministry will be identifying facilities across the islands to be branded as centers of excellence.
We want to do this to provide a wider range of initiatives and activities to develop various niches of sport. We believe that it must be done at a community level. So, for example, if Dover were to be identified, we'll want to do our focus perhaps in cricket, football, and road tennis. And the idea of the sporting excellence facilities centers will be based on that. It is a very key part of our sports strategy and will feed into the sports policy, which is currently in draft.
The second journey in the Walk with Love series was once again a memorable one. On Saturday, friends joined Merle Jordan for another walk around the island, which started from 6 roads.
The 6 of us were Aidan Taylor, Jennifer Lane, Harrington Lane, my brother Bertram Jordan, and myself. Though small in number, we walked with big hearts where we could have still showed love and to actually emphasize the team. And as we got to Market Hill, one gentleman asked, what's the real reason? And the reason is that we want to just let people know how good God still continues to bless Barbados and to love us despite what crisis we may be going through personally or around the world.
Jordan had just returned from Australia, where she competed in one of their annual races.
Australia, again, for the Pan Pac Games, was a wonderful experience. I was only able to do one race, the 400 meters, and I had a 5th place. But the opportunity to go there again and be a real ambassador for Barbados was what stood out. I was still able to share about Barbados, to make new friends, meet past athletes, and really have a good time. I was able to carry a message at a church again and be embraced by those parishioners who, you know, readily welcomed me again. But more importantly, it was an opportunity to see how people from all over the world can come together in sport, in activity, and have a wonderful time. My games would be in Nice, Italy next year, October, and I've already started my campaign for that.
Frontrunners Chelsea extended their lead at the top of the